Hello and welcome to the VALREP. Yes, happy St. Valentine's Day. Love is in the air and we all love a bit of wargaming because that's why we're here. Anyway, I'm sure the long-haired decos would have something to say about that, but never mind. Let's have a look at some of the stuff I've been up to since my last SIP-rep, which was only a few weeks ago. Here's all my North Africa stuff from Irregular Miniatures in all its glory. Essentially, this is two of the armies that they do, the British to the front and the Germans to the rear. I think I've based up pretty much 98% of them. And I quite like the look of them, to be honest. The colours are pretty basic, and I've finished off with a highlight after a wash. One issue I did have was trying to highlight some of the smaller elements. Obviously, they're 2mm, so they are quite tiny. And I have put a bit of an Agrax earth wash around the base of all the vehicles, and indeed the men. Here's the infantry with some support weapons. Each of the bases represents a company or a squadron, and where I've put a base of trucks next to the infantry, then that means they're motorised. I'm still awaiting some half tracks for Germans on a second order, and they'll go with the Panzer Grenadiers. So this is the Germans now. I've grouped the Mark 4s in 3s and the Mark 3s in 4s. Nice and simple. Obviously need a few more Mark 3s, and they're on the second order as well. And some 88s and larger guns. And also based up some 2mm buildings. I think these were from Brigade. I got them ages ago. And I've done obviously a similar colour scheme on them. The highlights for the ground is the Iraqi earth colour from Vallejo, and then some other scattered terrain to put out. Overall, like I say, I'm pretty happy how this has gone, and now I need to sort some rules out. Well, yes, the eternal question, rules, what to use. I've had a look at some around the bazaars, and I have actually at the moment settled on going for Rommel. I bought this off the Sam Mustafa website as a PDF, sent it off to Docs Direct, and here it is in my grubby little mitts. And I've had a good old read through of that. There's not much on the YouTube to look at to see how you play that. I know Little Wars TV has done that, and Storm of Steel with Alex Southern, but I aim to do a little bit more if it suits, because it is a grid-based war game, and some people don't like that. And I admit I haven't done a grid-based war game before. They use 6-inch squares on a 6x4 table. I will probably go a bit smaller than that, perhaps 4-inch, possibly 5-inch squares, because I've got smaller scale figures than what other people might use. But the reason I'm doing that as well, just because of the small size figures, is to hopefully get a bit more manoeuvre space in a divisional or corps size battle. So we'll see where we go with that. All right, let's have a look at some other stuff. On to World War I dogfighting. These are my 1/600 scale aircraft from Tumbling Dice. To be honest, they are too small for me. So my second purchase was 1/300 from Heroics and Ross. Uber fiddly with metal struts, trying to put the wings on and everything because they don't come as a complete unit. So I'm afraid I've given up on those. I just cannot be doing with it. And again, the size of the aircraft themselves is too small. So I've moved on to the big boys, which are 1/44 scale. These ones are 3D printed off a chap from eBay on UK called Danger Close, and I have to say they are superb little models. The two German planes on the left are Albatross Mark 1s, and the two British ones are RE8s. This purchase was a bit of a trial, so I'll need a few more aircraft, and no doubt another order will be going in. For those interested, the mat is from Deep Cut Studio. And my final update from the workbench, so to speak, is the completion, it probably never will finish, of my 6mm Napoleonics. 3 battalions of line infantry, that bolsters up the French nicely there. 2 regiments of dragoons. 4 batteries of horse artillery. And I've also bolstered up the Russians slightly. They also are reinforced by 4 batteries of horse artillery and 2 regiments of dragoons. So now I think I've got enough for my project, more of which in a moment. So I won't bang on about my Poland campaign, because I will release a video going into all the nitty-gritty of how that is going to work in the next couple of days. Suffice to say, it is going to be called Eagles East, and there will be an opportunity for you guys to get involved, should you want, in deciding what scheme of manoeuvre to vote for the French Corps Commander. As I look forward, I've got a fair bit of dark blue stuff coming up. The old Fighting Sail Bend Over Affair campaign rumbles on, and also a bit more White Bear Red Sun, which is the 1904 Russo-Japanese War pre-Dreadnought stuff, which I'm having a lot of fun with. Stop press. If you're a fan of Yorkshire Gamer, he's done a fantastic podcast released yesterday from when I'm recording this, where he has invited 8 people, including myself, to talk about stuff various with wargaming. Obviously, I can't have been too bad because he's kept my slot in. I talk about solo gaming and how I convert it into YouTube video for the channel. Check it out on all your good podcast platforms. Apart from that, I think that is about it. Like I say, happy Valentine's Day, everybody, and see you next time. Cheers.